What's good, YouTube? That be Boy 92 here, back again, once again. Today, people, motherfucking today, people, we are back for season 2 of WAFB. Twit, and myself. Twit, where you at?
I'm right here. What's good, Miami? Shout out to Japan. We got one of your people on the podcast today, and he's got to make his intro. So,
What's good, YouTube? I'm here on the show. What's up? It's your boy Jay Nuck. What's cracking?
Yes, Jay is this is one of the new surprises, the new innovations that we have for WAFB.
Innovation.
This I almost said this semester, this season. Jay is a new co-host with Twit and myself. So Jay is a permanent addition to the show. He will be here every single week, week in, week out.
I'm here to stay, motherfuckers.
Nah, he won't be here that long. So if you guys have any obligations to let us know that you don't want him here, let me know.
This nigga.
I'm just kidding. And this mic actually doesn't work. It's not connected, but I'm gonna hold it all fucking episode. So
you got your lighters, Twit?
I got my light. I've already lit one lighter.
Put your lighters up.
Put your lighters up. Hey, yeah. Okay, so.
Anyways, yes, people. Anyways, the first season, that's what we're calling it. The first season, of WAFB was the 9 episodes that we did. That seems like a good pilot season, if I do say so myself. I mean, you guys really seem to enjoy it. We had amazing feedback on both Twitch channel and mine, and ever since it had its untimely departure, a lot of you have been saying, "Yo, where the fuck is WAFB at? I'm gonna kidnap your dog if you don't bring back WAFB," and shit like that. I mean, it's just like, I love my dog. She's sleeping over there, so here we are. So yeah, Jay's a new addition. Is there anything you wanted to introduce for yourself, Jay?
I'm just happy to be here, man. I was a fan of the show as well, and to be on here, man, it's like a dream come true.
You had a little taste of the show too. If my memory serves me well, episode 6, I do believe, was our Rappers Delight episode.
I was on the Rappers Delight episode. I was, and I was like, man, I gotta find a way to get myself on here. And here I am.
Jay Nuck, Mr. Nuck at TV. Why don't you tell us about your journey to make it here on the podcast,
Mr. Toon?
The journey for Mr. Toons, Mr. J Nuck, just talking to these guys every day, kind of bamboozling them into letting me on the show, kind of like, I want to be on the show.
I swear to you. This is what Jay said ever since the first week when we started recording the podcast. Jay said, all right, it's cool. You don't want to be my friend, Navi. It's whatever. Me and Derek, if you guys don't know who Derek is, Iniquity, he said him and Derek already have a podcast that they're going to do called, I don't even remember what he called it, but he's like, we already got the first 2 seasons recorded. First 8 weeks, we're done.
Look, we had all the interviews done. We had guests lined up. We were ready to go, but we were like, you know what? These are our homies. We're not going to do that to them. And I was like, well, fuck you then, Derek. I'm going to get myself on the show, nigga. Stiff arm.
So did you actually stiff arm your friend that you say his name is Derek? Is that who it was? Did you actually
all the way from Arizona to New York. I made it happen.
Wow, that's impressive. Quite impressive. So everybody, welcome Jay Nuck to the show. All right.
There it is. Right. So yeah, he's a permanent addition.
Anyway, go ahead.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. All right. So Jay's gonna be here from here on out. We've wasted too much time on Jay Nuck. I mean,
now that we got that shit out the way.
We got that shit out the way. Big news. Huge. I mean, we're not gonna have a guest this week. This is just Jay Nuck, episode 1, season 2. Next week and from here on out, we'll go over all that shit later. But the big news that's been trending a lot lately, and I know we talk to each other a lot, but none of us have actually sat down and actually talked about it.
You have not. So this is a first for you guys as well. It's first for us, first for you guys at the same time. So
we're popping the cherry together.
The cherry together.
I'm gonna drop the name, the topic. All y'all tell me what you think. Machinima.
Damn, she got a fast.
Okay. Before we start, I just want it to be known. Just because we are a Yoush sponsored, Yoush backed podcast, whatever, we're not hating on Machinima. I don't have a problem with Machinima. I may have a problem with certain individuals in Machinima, but as Machinima as a company as a whole, isn't any sort of like network wars or anything we're going on here. So don't take it that way.
It's a really public topic that we are allowed to discuss at our discretion. So don't take anything we say. I mean, I looked those words up in a dictionary. I don't know.
All you for your the fuck down.
Yeah, sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down.
But anyways, yeah, Machinima. What do you guys think about all the stuff that's going down?
Oh, pass the mic to me. Okay. I think it's interesting that the big dog the one that everybody looked up to for all these years, the one that everybody had their back for 24/7, or 24/7, just all this time, all these, like you said, keyboard warriors that just went so ham about Machinima, and then it turns around and they're like, "Yo, Machinima, you fucked up, bro. What are you doing here? Machinima, stop, nigga. What are you doing?" So I think it's kind of interesting. I'm gonna continue to hold this mic just so you guys know. I think it's pretty interesting. The whole Machinima like ordeal. Like it's funny to me because like this time last year. Well, actually, if you guys have any idea, if you guys followed us on Twitter or anything like that, anybody from Yaush, pretty much, if you follow them on Twitter, the new year last year, Twitter was exploding. Twitter was taking off, and it was like Yaush was moving in, but then you still had like this group of people who they either didn't care, they were just like, they're doing their own thing, let them do their own thing, or it was just like all these Machinima fanboys. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with like backing your, if you believe in something and you want to back it, go for it.
Yeah, that's because cool. like a lot of people get upset and all that shit. I don't mean to cut you off to it, but a lot of people get upset about that, and it's like, I'm not mad at you for repping Machinima because you rep Machinima just as hard as I rep Yaush.
Exactly.
So I can't be mad at you for that. So do you, nigga, do you.
But see, the thing is,
go ahead.
Okay, let me finish. Let me say, the thing is though, the only issue that I have with it is that all these people that were talking so much shit about Yaush, and again, you could talk, you can believe in it, whatever you want, I don't care, but to say, Yaush is this or this other network. It wasn't necessarily even just Yaush. It's not always Machinima versus Yaush. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are other networks out there. So, fucking Network A versus Yaush all the time. They're talking about, this network is scumbag and blah, blah, and you guys don't pay people and all this shit. And then it turns around like, Machinima's the best and Machinima's this and Machinima's that. And then it's like, what happened to that 6 months ago? You guys were saying that you guys are getting, this and you were getting that, and now Machinima's like, fuck you, So I just think it's funny, and
yeah, it's a big slap in the face. Coming into it, as everybody started out as an unpartnered channel, when I came into it, all I heard about was Machinima. I didn't really know about Yaush and all that stuff, and everybody was trying to get partnered with Machinima Gaming, doing all this and all that. From what I've seen, not being biased or anything like that, I am partnered with Yaush, obviously. I saw the tide turning quite early on, and I feel like everything that just went down is a pretty huge pivotal moment in the whole, I don't want to call it a network war, but obviously Machinima was the big dog, and I mean they're still up there. I'm not gonna lie, obviously everybody knows it, but I see this as a big, huge pivotal move. I don't know, and just seeing where it's come from when I came into the game to where I'm at now, not like I'm this like seasoned vet or anything. I still got a lot to learn. Yeah, I definitely see this as a pivotal move, and the tide is turning. I mean, I'll like you were saying, Twit, you touched on it. Everybody, back in Machinima, this and that, and it's just like, where are you going to be at in a year or two when the tide completely turns? Are you going to start wearing blue? You're going to start repping the Y? What's good?
Yeah, damn it. Hey!
It's interesting. It's interesting. I like what you were saying there, Jake. 'Cause the first thing that came to my mind was Monday Night Raw versus WCW, but I hope we're not WCW in this sense. But again, it's not a network war, so again, don't think that. But it was interesting because I was talking to a couple people about it, and they were saying, because I said the thing that I want to see from here on out is we already know what's happened. We already know generally a lot of people that have switched networks from Machinima to wherever. Because I've heard Game Station's been a lot more aggressive as of late. Because everyone always knows about Game Station. They're a pretty sizable network, but Game Station's always just kind of there. It's always been Machinima, Yaush, and then TGN here and there. You never really hear much from Game Station, but I've heard Game Station's been really aggressive over the past couple weeks about picking people up. And but either way, the people have been departing from Machinima, going to different networks. The thing that I was concerned about is what's going to happen next for Machinima. What are they going to do next? And I think it was Country I was talking to, and he brought up the fact again that Machinima's trying to make that jump from YouTube to TV.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to bring up.
Machinima, I think that they had their initial intake of all these partners because when Yaush came along, everything changed on YouTube. Period. I don't care if you like Yaush or if you hate Yaush, you can't deny that. Yep. Yaush came along, a lot of things changed for a lot of different people and a lot of different networks on YouTube, and Machinima had this giant intake of partners. And I think this is them purging that. This is their way of purging and getting rid of not just some of the, because I heard it's something like if you're under 2,000 subs, you don't have to worry about it, you're safe. But they're purging a lot of the people that I think aren't TV ready, basically. Because they're keeping a lot of their premiere directors, they're keeping a lot of their good shows, and I've quoted this many, many times before. I do not like, obviously, Jesus. I am not a big fan of him. I don't actively hate on him either, but he said it best in a video he put out probably like a year ago or something. He said, you know, when Machinima goes to TV, all these little kids that are repping Machinima to the day they die and all this shit, Machinima's gonna go to TV and they're gonna take Red versus Blue or a couple of their other programs and some premiere directors, and you posting up your little montages to shitty dubstep music will not mean a damn thing.
Yep.
So
But
I was
how do
like,
you feel about
get him,
that?
son, get him, son.
How do you feel about them going to TV though? Like, do you think it'll be successful?
I think because of where Machinima has gotten themselves to, I mean, what's next for them to do? I mean, they could ride this YouTube thing out, but honestly, like, again, just because I'm partnered with another network doesn't mean I can't say that something that they're doing is a good thing. I think them going to television is a cool thing. I think it's fucking awesome because I remember Machinima starting up. Like, I started YouTube. I was watching YouTube when Machinima was just starting up, and however many years later, and now they're moving to TV. So I think it's a cool thing, and I think it's going to change YouTube that much more. Like, it's going to be huge, the change, once they, like, you know what, fuck YouTube, because we make trillions of dollars now.
Well, that's never gonna happen
with TV. I think in a couple of years it's gonna happen.
Machinima's never gonna say fuck YouTube completely. Number one,
well,
I'm all fine with Machinima going to TV because Machinima is that flagship brand. They paved the way for all of us. They paved the way for Yaosh, TGN, everybody. So in turn, they're just taking that next step. You know, they're paving the way again for gaming entertainment because as of right now, how many gaming channels do you have on TV?
You have G4.
G4
sucks.
I don't even watch it. Do you guys watch that?
You have. I used to watch it a lot. You have G4 and then you have Spike. But even Spike is not like completely video games. They're just here and there. They're shoddy with it. G4 is the only thing we have. So if Machinima goes to TV, they're going to open up that entire branch on television for that because I don't care what people say, television is not going anywhere anytime soon. Period. The internet may be making its way in, and Netflix may be awesome, and YouTube's taking over and all this shit, but television, just for what it is not going anywhere anytime soon. So Machinima taking that next step to television is awesome, not only for the reason that they paved the way, and in the sense that, you know, maybe one day Yaosh can make that step too, but if Machinima takes their primary interest out of YouTube, who's left?
Everybody else to move up.
Yaosh, damn it.
That's what I was saying. That's why
I thought you were going to leave me hanging there for a second. I was like, fuck
No, what I was saying was that's the push that I'm talking about. Like, that's what I mean by YouTube is going to change. Like, I think it's really going to change drastically because I feel like it's going to be like you said, Machinima paves the way. We don't necessarily, like, in 10 years or however many years, in 5-6 years, Yaosh may not decide to go to, TV. And that's cool. We may keep our focus right here on YouTube. I'm sure Machinima is not going to take their focus off of YouTube completely, but if they're making another step towards television, that's cool as a company for them to do. But as a company for all these other networks or any other network that wants to step up, that's like their moment to, like, okay, now we got to bring it. Now we got to show why we're the best, because until it doesn't matter who you're with until this time, or until Machinima is moving their focus over towards television or moving their focus to television or whatever, Machinima is going to be the big dog, period. I mean, they have been, they're going to continue to be until someone steps up.
Machinima's always going to be the big dog. Machinima's always going to be that force in YouTube, period. Doesn't matter if their interests go to TV or not. Their size, the fact that just basically their size is still going to be an immediate factor.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But then it's like, okay, now it's time for these other networks that have been trying to make a name for themselves or have somewhat succeeded in making a name for themselves to become more of like a household name like Machinima is. So I think it's going to be pretty cool to see what kind of creativity all these networks like. And again, I enjoy seeing a little, back and forth between the networks, not necessarily like wars and shit like that, and these fucking keyboard warriors flaming everybody.
It's good competition.
It's good for the community. I mean, you see it in hip hop. You see it every day with businesses. I mean, it's just that's the practice of being in a company. Now, I want to throw a number out there for you guys, and from what Nappy said earlier, I'm assuming that maybe he's thinking it's not going to happen. Maybe I misunderstood.
But you know how bad he is with math.
One number, 5 years, over or under do you think? How long do you think it'll take? Well, not how long do you think it'll take, but will Yaush be the top dog as far as video gaming on YouTube in under 5 years or over 5 years, or will it happen? Do you see it happening? And if you do you think it'll be under 5 years or over 5 years?
That's a loaded question.
Really,
Jay.
yeah, that's a loaded biased question as well.
That's number
That's
one.
why I'm here.
Number one. That's biased as hell because all of us are Yaush. So the
inner
Yaush person in me wants to say, "Fuck yes, we're gonna do it." But at the same time, it's like I don't want to just shit all over everybody else. So I don't know. That's a loaded question, Jay. What do you think, Jay?
What do you think, Jay?
I think the way it's going, the momentum that Yaush has, and I swear I'm going to take the biasness out of it. I really, honestly, honest to God, believe that under 5 years, Yaush will be top dog on YouTube as far as gaming community. I know you're going to say, oh, Jay's being biased. But, I mean, just look at how much Yaush has grown and how quickly it's happened. And what a lot of people forget is Yaush gave so many people an opportunity that Machinima just said, F you. You're not big enough. We don't think your content's good enough. And we've turned out some great channels. And people don't forget that. Other people in the community see that, as well as other communities. And we're partnered with the top dog of full screen that, I mean, they have their hands in YouTube like they're molesting YouTube. Like that's
another thing. That's another thing. Some reports came out that said full screen for like the past month or something is the top network on YouTube, and it beat out Machinima and everything.
Exactly. And I mean, we have people on full screen like Ryan Higa, who's huge. We have Lindsay Sterling, who I use one of her instrumentals for
Hodge Twins.
Hodge Twins, yeah.
I mean, the names can go on and on. So with things like that, I mean, I don't think it's a shot in the dark for me to predict that and say in under 5 years, with the help of full screen, obviously Yaush could be up there. That's how I feel, and I swear to you guys, that's an unbiased opinion.
But see, I see where you're coming from. Of course, I'm going to try to be as not biased as possible. You have to also look at the networks that were already around. For example, what if IGN decides to take the step and be the big man? Because technically, if I'm not mistaken, IGN is the next biggest network.
When it comes to numbers, they are. When it comes to partners and directors, I'm not sure entirely because GameStation is IGN. IGN owns like 50% or something like that of GameStation. They're one and the same almost. It's just two separate networks. So when it comes to like subscriber count, yeah, IGN is a beast. They have like 1 or 2 million subscribers or something like that on their main channel. And GameStation, last time I checked, was like 8 months ago, had like 500K or something like that. But since
and not to cut you off, but I don't want to forget my point. Sorry, Nappy. But the people have spoken. How many videos do you see IGN versus Machinima? Machinima's better than IGN. You never see that. It's always Yaush versus Machinima. I mean,
we get it, Jay. We get it. Yaush go,
we got you, nigga. We got you.
I mean, I got Yaush tatted on my arm the other day. If y'all want to see it now.
No, I mean, I understand. But like I said, GameStation's slowly and surely become a little more aggressive. They're starting to pick more people up. I know Wicked Shrapnel tweeted out that he's leaving Machinima and going to GameStation. So
and I know a lot of people that have left Machinima for IGN as well, and that's why I brought that up.
Yeah,
I know a lot of fairly big channels that left for IGN. So
are you guys gonna give it over under 5 years, or it's too loaded?
I'm not giving it.
Yeah, I don't think.
For all we know, in 5 years, YouTube could go bottom up. And we could all be posting on Vimeo tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
The website is. Split TV, who knows? So, Pornhub. So I mean, it's not something that I can sit here and give you a definite yes or no on, because there's too many factors.
Yeah, so, that's a tough question.
But I mean, in and of itself, this whole act of Machinima, I think this entire act of Machinima taking these steps is somewhat of a paradigm shift in the YouTube community, because it's a huge event. It's a huge thing that's changed. You know what I mean? It's like we're almost at a paradigm shift with computers, in the sense that we can't go any smaller. With the technology that we have right now, we can't go any smaller in the terms of like storage and whatnot. So for computers to develop any more, and I know I'm going off into left field right now, but for computers to develop any more, we're gonna have to come up with some new technology so we can get that terabyte or whatever. We can get smaller and smaller and smaller in storage. So I think in that sense, in how colossal of a shift that was when we made computers, it's gonna be the exact same way with YouTube.
Hey, Nabby, why don't you educate everybody and tell them the correct terminology for a computer according to Texas Dro?
According to Texas Dro, the correct terminology for computer is DAW, and that stands for
DAW.
Digital Audio Workstation.
Yeah, doll.
Okay.
Yeah, DAW.
Get it? See what I did there?
Yeah, dog.
So, but yeah, that's the point I was making. Like, I think that the steps that Machinima is making, it's leading up to a paradigm shift in the sense of a colossal difference happening, whether it's this summer or next year or whatever. That's crazy. And I mean, we've already seen some changes in the gaming community as it is.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to me saying in the beginning, I think it's going to be a huge thing on YouTube. It's going to be a huge shift. It's got obviously it's going to have a lot of momentum behind it.
Right.
Whether that be people leaving, momentum, people getting away from it, momentum, people being pushed towards it because now they have a shot to get on TV. It's very up in the.
At the same time, I was thinking like more so like on a basic level of changes in YouTube. Like not necessarily like, hey, I want to get on TV. I'm going to Machinima, nigga. I mean, in the sense of like
your Call of Duty dubstep montages are not going to make it on TV, so don't try it. So
exactly. So in that sense, we've already started seeing. I know I can personally attest. I've completely changed up my style, but I've already started seeing some channels make that slow transition. And the only reason I'm pinpointing Call of Duty right now is because it's Call of Duty. It's the biggest thing on fucking YouTube.
It's the big dog.
Yeah. So there's already some channels that are making that slow transition, that slow change, whether it's on their own channels or new channels from whatever they're currently posting and making some type of flip. Like the same people aren't doing the same things they did 2 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
Now let me ask this question since my other question kind of failed. As far as Machinima sending out the CPM
this is not a good first impression, Jay.
Gosh, Jay, you're asking terrible questions.
It is what it is. That's how we do it in Japan. Hold on, no. Okay, as far as Machinima sending out the CPM cut letters, do you think they ever plan to reinstate the original CPMs that they cut for those directors that decided to stay on board with Machinima, maybe as a show of since they were loyal to Machinima and stayed with them through this cut, will they return their CPMs back?
From what I've heard, I don't hear of anybody being content with the cut and staying with it. From what I hear, a lot of people that have been offered the cut have already left.
Yeah,
nobody stayed.
Another way that I would look at that was if Machinima was like, okay, so we're sending out these pay cuts to everybody, you got to sign these new contracts. And then, for example, in 6 months or in a year, hey, you stayed with us, so we're going to actually give you money. We're going to give you your CPM back. That's kind of making such a quote-unquote professional company look very indecisive. I don't think – I mean, if they're going to send out pay cuts to people under a certain sub count, that's one thing. But if you're going to send it out and then end up giving it back, I don't think – I mean, that's kind of like a shoddy, like indecisive – kind of shady way to do things. That's the way I look at it. I don't think that I highly doubt they're going to send they're going to give the money or your CPM is going to be raised again. I mean, it could maybe in a couple of years, but not anytime soon. I don't think so.
Right, but I mean, if the people were made the decision to stay, then obviously they're going to think that's amazing. You know what I mean? It's not going to seem shady to them. They're going to be
again,
like, "Oh, Machinima's great."
They're not going to call it being shady because they're benefiting from it. Profiting from it.
But also look at it like this. It's like now Machinima, technically it is extremely shady because they're trying to get people to leave so that they have less people they have to take with them, or they have less people that they have to deal with about trying to make it to this TV thing they're trying to do now. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Their steps they're taking now are in preparation for a possible move.
Exactly.
Either Machinima is planning on taking a hit with this, and in turn they want to liquidate some people that they might not be able to pay. Not now, but maybe like a year or 2 years from now, they're predicting that, hey, maybe we're not going to be able to pay them if we do this giant step. But again, this is all speculation. I don't work for Machinima. I can't sit here and say this. I'm sure there's someone at Machinima watching this like, these niggas is dumb as fuck. These niggas can't hold me back.
Back these niggas.
Oh.
So, I mean, I don't know. We could all just be sitting here bullshitting, saying a whole bunch of dumb shit.
We could.
That could mean nothing. But anyways, we are rearing up on our 30-minute mark. That's not changing, by the way, people. It's not changing, by the way. 30 minutes, your lunchtime.
In Japan, we go a whole hour.
Lunchtime. You can edit your own videos. You can sit here. You can have some lunch. You can be doing your homework while you're listening to the podcast. I mean, that's the way you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to live life high.
Got to.
Got to.
Not Texas Dro High.
Not Texas Dro High though.
Not the Dro.
Anyways,
let me pass the mic to Dro. Man, y'all niggas wildin'. Man,
Y'all niggas wildin'.
he said it. He said it. So I don't know.
But anyways, yeah, we're rearing up on our 30-minute time limit. Now that WFB is on its own channel, and if you haven't subscribed by now, we're 26 minutes into the fucking podcast. If you haven't subscribed by now, what the fuck are you doing?
Somewhere above me, hit that fucking subscribe button.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, we're rearing up on our time limit. We wanted to let you guys know that season 2 is back. We're here, bigger and better than ever. We have a lot planned now that we're on our own channel.
More like bigger and blacker than ever.
Bigger and blacker than ever. Yes, we have a lot. We have a lot planned because of the fact that we're on our own channel. You know,
yes.
WFB podcast goes up. I like how I say the title every single time. The podcast goes up every Saturday, so that gives us 6 days to do other shit with. Yeah. So we're gonna have a lot more of other stuff up on the channel as well, and a big event that's coming up next week. Actually, is it next week? Is it starting next week? These niggas don't even know what I'm talking about.
Month?
No, it's not. It's not next week. It's not next week.
Okay.
It's a week from this Saturday. It's basically Black History Month. What the fuck am I saying?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know where he's going with this. Is he talking about the Negro Month or what?
Negro Month or what? Yeah,
it is.
We joked about this before. I think it was like episode 7 or something. We had Legend of Gamer on the podcast, and we said we were going to do a Black History Month version of the podcast. We got 4 black people already
bunch of niggas
already ready to go. So we're definitely gonna be big for Black History Month because I mean everyone in this call is black or at least half black.
Yeah, I'm halfway there.
So.
Well, me and Jay make one black person, so
That's
high
right.
five.
High five. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of stuff planned for the next coming couple weeks actually. So there you go. So
we're actually gonna try not to use the word nigga.
It won't happen. It won't happen.
Shit. So yeah, we got
these niggas wildin'.
These niggas wildin'. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff planned. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you stick around with us. Twit and I are thankful for all the support that you guys have given to us throughout the first season. All the people that said, "Hey, bring it back," all that stuff, and I'm sure we will.
All y'all motherfuckers that blew up my inbox, and I wake up with 45 fucking emails. And when the fuck WAB come back, nigga? Let me work. Rah. Let me sleep.
She said, "Rah,
rah."
Anyways, we're gonna go and get out of here. This will be a short episode, unfortunately. It won't be the full 30 minutes. So, Ash Chica, if you're out there, sorry, it's not 30 minutes exactly.
Faggot.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Twit Jay, do what you gotta do.
All right, it's your boy J-Nuck. It's a great first episode, first of many to come with me on here. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's fantastic. Twit.
All right, I'm bringing out the mic one last time for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, hit the like button down below. Leave comments below as well. Tell us what you think about the Machinima pay cuts, about anything in the future. What do you think the YouTube is going to turn into? Let us know down in the comment section. Leave the longest possible comments that you can, because we want to read some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nappy's got to learn to read. Jay's Japanese, so he's got glasses. He probably already knows to read. Leave some fractions and shit, because Nappy can't do math, and I'm just perfect because I'm fucking awesome. I'm just a guy gamer. We're all guy gamers. Have a good time. Bye.
All of you, Ramdai. All of you.
All of you.
I feel like if any of you watching can remember long enough ago, I feel like we combined WAFB with the remix wrap up show, and now this is what we have. So
yeah.
So anyways, there you have it. We out this motherfucker. See you never. Yo,
I can do it. Yo.
Lighters.
We out.